Well, hello there, and it's nice to meet you. I don't know how long that you have been a subscriber here at Coaching with Roy, probably not that long. And so I thought it might be a good idea to get to know one another, at least for me to tell you a little bit about myself. Because I often joke that, learning from me or even working with me, it's not like you're asking me to cut your grass. I'm helping you with your love life. And that's a pretty important thing. So I think maybe you might want to know a little bit about the person who is giving you information and possibly available to help you with your love life. And I think the best way to start is just by what's surrounding me here, because everything in the background is everything that's important to me. First, my wife. It's a picture of my wife and I. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that's us getting married on a beach in the Caribbean. It was very romantic. That's a picture of my son over there. He is a little bigger nowadays. He's 26. That's one of my little favorite pictures of him. I think he looks like a little child movie star in that picture. And the other thing that's important to me and part of my background is what's behind me on the wall. That is a commemorative picture of when I played in the PGA Championship in 2004, 17 years ago. So it's been a while, but in what seems like a former life, I used to be a professional golfer. I played on the PGA Tour and all the stuff you see on tour. So those three things are the things that are most important to me. My wife, my son. I love playing golf even to this day, although I don't play for a living, I coach for a living. Now, what can I say about how I got into coaching? Because I think it's important to know, because this is really not a job to me. This is a calling. This is very personal to me. Because for most of my life, I've been fairly successful in my professional endeavors. But my personal life has just been a disaster. I mean, I really had a hard time relating with a woman in a healthy way. So I was married for 19 years, and that relationship became a very platonic, co-parenting, brother-sister relationship. We weren't man and woman. We weren't like in love. We functioned well, but there wasn't any real energy between us. And so I couldn't live that way any longer, and I moved on from that relationship and immediately jumped into a relationship that was all chemistry, if you know what I mean. And we were together for about 2.5 years, and we were engaged to be married. And about 6 months before the wedding, she dumped me. And that literally broke my heart. I went into what I describe in my first book, a 1-year-long midlife crisis. I was an absolute mess. Now, what I did to sort of handle the grief and the confusion and the frustration and all the feelings with that was I just decided to go online and start dating a bunch of women to help me forget about the last one. Now, I don't recommend that because I was not really available to these other women. I was sort of using them to get over my pain, but I wasn't really present. I wasn't really available. And so I created a ton of drama meeting women online. So now here I am, divorced, dumped by a fiance, experiencing a ton of drama from online dating and so forth. And then a person suggested, Roy, maybe you need to hire someone to help you figure yourself out and maybe begin a relationship that might last. And I did that. And one of the first things that I learned, or maybe what caused me to take that step, was that prior to that, I thought that all of my relationship trouble was their fault. It was my ex-wife. It was my ex-fiance. It's all these crazy women online, right? It never occurred to me that I was the common denominator. And so the first shift I made that really led me to seek a coach was to recognize that maybe I am doing something to attract these patterns, to sabotage these relationships. Maybe I'm not as healthy and put together as I think. In other words, maybe I need to work on me a little bit. Okay? That led me to work with a coach for a couple of years. And that experience was so transformative for my life. The questions she asked me, the places within myself that I looked, the things that I dealt with going on inside of me, all of it led to a kind of an awakening, a kind of an understanding of myself as to how I was sabotaging my love life, but I didn't know it. It led to understanding how my childhood wounding, how my, what I call relationship personas, my personality blind spots were all responsible for how my love life wasn't working out. And I have just found that to be true of all of us. That if our love lives aren't working out, it's not because of them. It's because we don't see something about ourselves. And so that's why that coaching experience for me was so transformative and life-changing, because I woke up to all of that. And so then I became a coach because I simply wanted to give to other people what I experienced myself. Like, I want to be for you what my coach Diana was for me. I want to help you ask the same questions, look in the same places, identify the same issues that you might not be aware of that are actually keeping you from the kind of healthy, sustainable relationship you want. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm a coach. I simply want to tell, it's like one beggar telling other beggars where to find bread, right? Like, I don't have it all together, but I have learned where to look and the questions to ask that produce transformation that leads to attracting and creating a healthy, sustainable relationship. And so if that's of interest to you, I hope that getting to know me a little bit and hearing my heart and why I do what I do, I hope that perhaps makes you feel a bit more comfortable about reaching out to me and just simply having a free 30-minute conversation to discuss what's on your mind, the situations you've gone through, what your relationship history is. And let's see if the things that I've learned and applied to my own life and hundreds of other people's lives can help you. So, if that touches you, if that means something to you, I am easily found. coachingwithroy.com. And hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.